Okay, little fox, here, eat the strawberry. Go on, eat it. There you go. Good job. Okay, polar bear, you want some bananas? Okay, here. Oh, hi guys. Sorry about that. I was just feeding these desk pets. I know you probably want to learn something. So let's read a story together. We're gonna read a story that's called I Am Who I Am. And we're going to see if we can identify the moral or the lesson in this story. So here's how it goes. Matt the mole started digging a hole in the ground. A mole is like it's a rodent that lives in the ground. It sometimes will make hills of dirt or whatever in your yard. Sam the squirrel was collecting nuts nearby and hopped over to watch. "What are you doing?" asked Sam Squirrel. "I'm digging a hole to keep my worms in," Matt Mole said. Sam Squirrel frowned. "Why don't you keep them in a tree? That's what I do." "I can't climb trees," Matt Mole said. "I have to dig holes. I am who I am, and I do what I do." Sam Squirrel shook his head and went back to gathering nuts. Becky Bird saw Matt Mole digging and flew down to see what he was doing. "Why are you digging a hole?" Becky Bird asked. "I'm digging a hole to keep my worms in," Matt Mole said. "Why don't you eat them? That's what I do," Becky Bird chirped. "I'm not always hungry," said Matt Mole. "I like to save them for later. I am who I am, and I do what I do." Becky Bird shrugged and flew off to find worms and berries to feed her family. Matt Mole kept digging. Soon, Greg Groundhog came to visit Matt Mole. "Are you done with your hole yet?" Greg Groundhog asked. "No," Matt Mole said. "Sam Squirrel said I should keep them in a tree. Becky Bird said I should eat them. I told them I am who I am, and I do what I do." Greg Groundhog laughed. "It's hard for them to understand that others are different. I'm proud of you for being yourself. I'm finished digging my burrow. Come over and get some worms when you're done." "Okay," said Matt Mole, and was glad he had a friend who understood him. So what could the moral or lesson of this story be? Let's think about it. Maybe it could be that, like Greg Groundhog says, it's hard for you to understand that others are different. So having an understanding that people are different. The moral of this lesson, or the moral of the story, could be that it's okay to be different. We're all different, and we all have different ways of doing things, and we need to accept each other for that, or be kind to each other about that. So a story might not have just one moral or lesson. It could be what meaning it has to you and what lesson you learn from it. So it's okay to be different, and we need to accept people for that. I'm gonna get back to feeding the desk pets because